Just don't do that, because it ain't gonna help anybody. You're putting people out on the road. You're getting people out on the road that need to, that think that this is actually like truck driving is something that they want for the rest of their life. But reality will kick in when you get into this. What is up, champs? Champion Trucker back in the truck. Actually, the truck, I am taking my 30, so I'm doing this off duty, just to let anybody know. But man, Bobby Reach, hopefully I'm gonna get him on the podcast. But he is a fellow Schneider driver, if you did not know. Before we jump into it, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, follow me on IG, Champion Trucker, where you get exclusive content behind the scenes that you don't see. Alright, so with that being said, Bobby Reach just released a video saying he got fired from Schneider. We're going to get into it in a conversation, hopefully on the new podcast I'm going to be releasing here soon. More details about that in a video upcoming. But I wanted to go ahead and do an expose all video. I did a vlog with Schneider after the fact that I left, and I released that footage because I knew for a fact, and I talked to my TE, which is to me one of the best TEs that out there, period. So if he's one of the best, and he told me don't film while you're driving. Just don't do it. It is a bad idea. Now, if you put like your camera on the outside of the truck or something like that, because GoPros have a special thing that suctions onto the cup and stays on there, like suctions onto the cup, suctions onto the hood. You can just do footage that way. But as long as you're like talking, it's considered distracted driving, and he did tell me I could get fired for it. So he did let me know, and that's why I released the video after the fact. And so yeah, I wish I had passed that knowledge on to Bobby Reach in order to like prevent that from happening. And I knew that Schneider, just the name itself, brings in quite a bit of traction due to the fact that it is one of the best training programs that you can go through. I'll give that to Schneider. But the expose all. Let me go ahead and tell y'all. My biggest complaint about Schneider was the training that you get at the terminal. I had one of the worst beginning, and I kind of like sugarcoated because they were my employer at the time, but I had the best TE down in North Carolina, but the worst at the terminal. And the reason why I say this is, it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman who's teaching you. I'm just going to say she was absolutely horrible because it was the off week. I was considered a holdover, not because I did anything wrong, which she came to me and told me about. It was just due to the fact that, she took on more students, and that because she took on more students, we had to focus on pre-tripping for the first like almost week. It was like 4 days where we were pre-tripping. And now that I'm actually been in this gig, like doing my career, which I consider a career, for at least like I think 7 months now, looking back at that, oh my God, like everybody else was already driving, they were already doing it. I'm just sitting here naming off parts and standing outside. I'm glad I did it while it was like warm-ish out there, because man, we were out there and it was like, bruh, what else are we gonna do? Are we gonna be learning about like air brakes? Are we gonna be learning about how to drive? I mean, am I gonna be a truck driver? So push came to shove. The next week rolled over. All the people I came in with, they left. So I was held back because of some issues. Now, this is where things get, like, to me, a little pissed off. I went up to the instructor, the head that coordinates everybody for training. I said, I'm not happy. People are not used to people actually telling them how they feel. They're usually like hiding in it stuff. No, I said, I'm not happy. I'm delayed, not due to my lack of skill or my lack of not wanting to get there. It was purely due to the fact that somebody else had control over me, who I was looking at this. I was like, I'm trying to make a different money move. From making $400 every week, barely being able to pay bills, I'm over here trying to better myself. And I'm putting that into somebody else's hands, right? And so they said, okay, we're gonna pair you up, we're gonna get you better. There was no recourse for her, no recourse at all. She moved on. She was able to teach other students. She did come up to me on her own. She didn't have, like, you know, higher ups are saying how I talked and said that I wasn't too happy with the position I'm in. But, you know, she came up to me. She's like, hey, I heard that you wanted a different instructor. I said, yes, I'm unhappy. And she got surprised because I'm going to tell you, to me, this was my life. At that moment, that was my life. I made a decision. I came prepared. I did everything I needed to do in order to get here. And you're playing with my time. And I don't get that time back. I watch other people leave, graduate before me that I was supposed to be graduated with. And all of a sudden, now I'm held back because it's not in my control. So she was just like, I do apologize. You know, it was an off week for me. And I accept that apology. Now, the next biggest, the tell-all is the freaking, oh my God. It is the dispatchers. I don't know what you call them, but you call them whatever you want. They don't give a crap about you. I remember my boss at the time on the dedicated account that I was on, I told her, hey, you know, they need the number in order to pick up my load, the load number, whatever you call it, right? She said, oh, okay, well, I'm about to leave in 5 minutes. You could call back for the skeleton crew. You're my boss. I wanted to get home. Right? And this wasn't just like 1 or 2 times thing. This was me going out to Colorado. I would have to call her. She'll be like, hey, I'm leaving. Call the skeleton crew. Bro, if you get to the skeleton crew, just call it a day. Realize that you ain't gonna get home until Sunday, and then you ain't leaving until like Monday night, because they are strict on that 34-hour reset. That's all they care about. Oh, you barely got sleep? Oh well. Now, I also want to say this is where things get really bad. My tractor, if you go back to my old videos, my tractor, which is, you know, the semi truck, the thing that pulls that trailer back there, my tractor had a huge issue, which was so dang gonna annoying. I mean, it almost drove me crazy, which is the lane alert. So there's a camera, which I'm pointing to, but you guys won't be able to see it. There's a camera up here that pretty much shows, and also the side cameras that say, hey, you're in a different lane. Well, I was never known for always getting in or swerving off to like a lane that I wasn't supposed to be in. It would go off every 1 to 3 minutes. And it was loud as heck. I went into my boss. I said, hey, you know, this is an issue. She said, okay, well, can you take this load, come back, and we'll get it fixed. A month rolls by. Still with this issue. Just imagine trying to sleep. I had to turn off the truck in order to get a decent amount of sleep so I didn't have to hear the Like anybody from Schneider, you know that thing is loud. Now, I'm in, being with JB Hunt right now, which is amazing. Like, it's not anywhere as stressful as Schneider is. It's not a loud thing. I can tolerate it. And also, I'm semi-local, so I sleep in the truck 1 to 2 nights, 3 nights at the most. Unless I'm doing a Maryland run, I know I'm gone for the whole entire week. Schneider was absolutely, a great benefit to me, right? At the time, coming in, they taught me right because I've seen other companies teach wrong. But where they lacked was communication and assistance. Communication assistance was just not something they wanted to capitalize on. That's something you'll find in trucking all throughout. But as a newbie, as a company that wants to train people, they need to get, and they need teachers. Like I'm talking about like high school teachers, elementary we need teachers that actually love to teach. Half of them there didn't want to do it no more. They just was doing it because they had a family and they could go home every day. Don't do that. Just don't do that, because it ain't gonna help anybody. You're putting people out on the road. You getting people out on the road that need to that think that this is actually like truck driving is something that they want for the rest of their life. But reality will kick in when you get into this. Only 54% actually stick within it within a year. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? I did the research. Go ahead, you can do the research too. It might be 52, 54, either way. After that, it gets smaller and smaller. The turnaround starts getting higher and higher. This will change your life. Truck driving will change your life. But you have to know this is not for the weak. I have people that are coming from office jobs that want to do this job, and I get it. I get it. It's very appealing. There's a truck driver shortage, yada, yada, yada. And Schneider, they're making more money than they are paying you while you're training. And that's the sad part. They get paid from the state in order to give you a CDL. Then if you leave before the contract, they get a $2,000 on top of what they already made because the state is paying them. This is knowledge. Listen, man. So realize, Schneider, they'll get you right with the right person. If they had everybody across the board like my TE down in North Carolina, man, they would get everybody right. They would get everybody doing the job right. So listen, be careful. I know there's a lot of videos that pop off on YouTube about Schneider. I could have stayed with them. I had a plan to be a YouTuber and do everything like that, vlog, yada, 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 yada. But the reality kicked in. I said, no, I'm not going to tolerate the BS when I know there is better out there. Equate the pay. I mean, we could get into pay. Pay is shitty over there. I'm sorry. I'm about to curse right now. Pay is so damn bad because they realize you are in a weak position. You don't have experience. We're going to go ahead and pay you as little as possible. I saw how much they made just by hauling a load from Indiana to Florida. I saw my paycheck. I said, man, how did I make $700? I made $300 more outside of the warehouse. That don't make sense. I believe that anybody should be making around $75,000 starting off in trucking. If you're unloading, you should be making $100K. Period. Things need to change. Things need to change out there, truck drivers. Don't settle for less and realize when you need the only way that it's gonna get fixed if people stop becoming truck drivers. And then when we start getting paid, come on in. Because you're not getting paid unless you do something, you get the experience, you get that. I get it, but this is the reality. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Somebody at a warehouse could be making the same as a truck driver, and yet our job is severely more dangerous than in the warehouse. I got the position to say that. I was in the warehouse. I did that for a year. Sorry guys, I got heated. This is a tell-all about Schneider. This is expose about Schneider. This is my experience. It ain't all cherries. It ain't all nice. I talk to people back at Schneider. They're like, man, they paying me horribly. I'm a flatbed driver, barely even doing flatbed in a good season. I know there's season for flatbed. I'm not the type of person that likes to complain. But I see somebody like, Bobby Reach out here doing good, making great content, bringing people to Schneider. And yet y'all got the haters. They got the haters out there that's like, oh, he's probably getting referrals. Yeah, the man's probably getting referrals. He's on his grind. He's doing his thing. If you just think simple-minded, you'll get simple results. Get out there. Do something different. That's why I said I want to make more money. How can I do that? Let me get into food service. Okay, I did food service. I'm making good money. Okay, well, how can I step that up but work less and make the same or more? I found that with JB Hunt. Yes, I'm still unloading, but nowhere near as much as Cisco or Cisco or McLean. You got to think what's smart. Don't work harder, work smarter. That's what rich people do. I got an ultimate goal to own my own truck. Build and network and know exactly how it is out here. But I know I got to work for somebody first. And I know that there's going to be steps into that, right? So I'm not in a rush to go get my own truck. Right now, there's a major shortage of semi-trucks. You're going to be paying out the wazoo for one. So understand, take the steps that's necessary, but don't be used because you're in a desperate situation. There's other trades out there. There's plumbing, electrician, there's all that. Some of y'all don't want to do it, but realize there's business opportunities within that. Find something that's going to work for you. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. And champs, I'm out of here. I gotta head back home, and I gotta edit this video, work out, do all these things. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.